there, Morbid Maniacs. It's time for another spooky video, a part of Vlogtober. And for tonight's spooky video, I am going to be talking about a mythical creature known as the Hell Hound. So, a Hell Hound is a supernatural dog. They are usually larger than a normal dog. Their appearance usually includes black fur, glowing red eyes, 3 toes, sometimes 3 heads, and in some cases, no head at all. They also have a rat-like tail. They're known to have super strength and speed, and they carry a very foul odor. So anytime they're around, you get a whiff of this awful stench. They can shapeshift into various forms, and they can even vanish into thin air. They can also conjure up mists, and they're known to stay in the backwoods of Kentucky and West Virginia, so I'm sort of in trouble because I live in West Virginia, but they're also known to be in a lot of folklore and like all over the world. They are also sometimes known as the bearers of death. So there is this belief that if you see a hellhound and you stare into its glowing red eyes more than 3 times, that you will die. A lot of different cultures believe that they have something to do with fire, like they can actually start a fire, and that their claws are as hot as fire if they get into a fight with you. It is also believed that if you hear the howl of a hellhound, that it's either an omen of death or even the cause of it. In the nighttime, they may be very hard to see because their black fur actually blends in with the darkness. But as soon as you get a whiff of their foul odor, you will know that they are close. Even though they are very frightening in appearance, they will actually not attack you. They will probably run away if you try to fight them. So basically, they're more afraid of you than you are of them, unless they are provoked or you get too close to a treasure that they are supposed to be protecting. They are often said to guard entrances to the dead, such as graveyards and burial grounds. They are also said to protect supernatural beings and supernatural treasures. In rare cases, they will actually guide women and men through the night to protect them from other spirits and entities that might try to get to them. They're actually seen in a very soft light, but in most cases, they are very scary creatures. In Greek mythology, Hades, the god of the underworld, actually kept a hellhound at the entrance of the underworld. He did this to prevent souls from escaping. Its name was Cerberus. Hopefully I am pronouncing it correctly. It had 3 heads, ferocious jaws, and glowing red eyes, and even the tail of a snake. Now in China, there is a huge black dog, which is supposed to be to blame for eclipses because apparently it will eat the sun or the moon. In Japan, a wolf-like demon creature is actually known to follow around men and women to guide them through the night. If the traveler is worthy, this hellhound will protect them from other creatures. If the traveler shows 1 ounce of clumsiness or cowardliness, such as tripping or falling or their bad attitude, this hellhound will devour them. So I actually had found out about hellhounds. Well, I had heard of them before this, but I had watched this show, which is on Destination America, and it's called Terror in the Woods. And I believe this just premiered last year, around October, around this time. There was this one episode where this woman had been strongly into the paranormal. And there was this abandoned insane asylum, which was supposedly really haunted. And one night, she went there with her friends. And when she came back, something had followed her home. And her dog would just sit and stare out the window of her door and bark and just sit there and stare off into the distance. And it did this for long periods of time, for months. I'm actually getting goosebumps thinking about it. And they kept smelling this foul odor. She would get like sleep paralysis episodes and nightmares of this creature. Oh my god, it freaks me out. This black figure with these glowing red eyes at the corner of her room, and it would stare at her. It would like look over top of her, and she would often have dreams of her in the woods, and she would see this creature off in the distance, and she couldn't get away from it no matter how hard she tried. And this was reoccurring and reoccurring until finally one day she had walked outside, and her dog, which she loved very much, this was like her family, and I definitely understand that because my cats are my family, and you know, when something happens to them, it's very devastating because it's like a piece of your heart has like gone on with them. Well, she had walked outside and her dog was laying on the ground. She couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. It wasn't moving, so she took it to the vet. I can't remember what was wrong with it, but something was wrong. They had actually had to have surgery for this dog, and the surgery was just too much, and they knew that it would put the dog through a lot of unnecessary pain. It was a really old dog. It had lived a very long life, and it was just getting up in age, and so they unfortunately had to put the dog to sleep. And she believed that this creature that she was seeing, oh my goodness, oh, this creature that she was seeing in her nightmares, in her sleep paralysis episodes, was actually a Hell Hound. And I know a lot of you will think this is cheesy. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't see how this is scary. But because of that episode of Terror in the Woods, this entire thing creeps me out. And I'm definitely a believer that there are other creatures in this world that we do not know of. I feel like they're in different universes, and sometimes universes and these portals can open up and some of these creatures can cross over into our world. That's just my belief. I know that there has to be some creatures out there that we aren't aware of. But yeah, she had done so much research afterwards about what this thing could have been, because it really scared her, as it would anyone. And she believed with all of her heart that this creature was a hellhound. It's a very good show. I would definitely suggest watching it anytime you get the chance. I don't know if they play any reruns of it, but I know that they may be coming back out with it in October, hopefully, because it was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. I don't feel like there's very many paranormal shows that are out there nowadays that really freak me out, and I really miss the old timey ones like ghostly encounters and stuff, the ones that really scared me, and this show was definitely one of them, so I definitely suggest watching it if you were into paranormal things. Think of hellhounds. What would you do if you ever seen one? Now, I know that they're mainly considered good, like they're just there to protect like supernatural beings and entrances to the dead. But to me, they freak me out. Just the thoughts of their appearance and everything, it's just freaky. So let me know what you think, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big ol' thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and become a morbid maniac. And if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Melanie, and I upload creepy videos every Saturday, and I'll be uploading them for 31 days straight this October. So you might want to stick around for that. And I will see you guys in my next video.